Hello again. Sorry about the delay. I'm hoping that this has worked. So again, as soon as you see me, just drop me a message. Let me know if I am the right way round. Fingers crossed. And like I said, when we start, we're just going to start sitting. And if you've got that extra little bit of time, I can add it on at the end. Where are we? Just logging in. Hopefully I'm the right way round. Can't see my video. Oh, there we go. Am I live? No idea if you can see or hear me. Let me check. Technology, eh? Perfect. Okay, great. Thank you. For some reason, I cannot see that on my computer screen. Thanks, everyone, for bearing with me. Okay, so we are starting, eventually, legs crossed. Now, I'd planned to do 3 deep breaths to relax. I think I'm going to need that now, more than ever. So hands just resting wherever's comfortable. Let's relax those shoulders. And let's just take 3 full breaths. So breathing in through your nose. And out through the nose. 2 more like this. Getting rid of all that tension in the shoulders and the neck. 1 more time. Perfect. Okay, let's come on to hands and knees next. We'll get a little bit of movement through the spine. So we are just going to relax our feet and we're going to pattern this movement with our breath. So as we breathe out, we will tuck the tailbone under, round in through the spine, looking under your body. And we will breathe in, arching the back, lifting the chest. And again, when you're ready, and 1 more time of each. And then let's sit back towards the heels, reach those arms out in front. So if you've just joined, we're going to run till 20 past today instead of 10:15, just because we had a few technical issues. If you were here at the start, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's walk our arms round to our left, right hand on top of that left hand and just stretch it out there. Stay there. Let's take another full breath in and out there. And then let's walk our hands around to our right. Left hand on top of your right hand. Hold in that stretch position there. And then hands back to the middle. Bring them back under your body. And let's come back into our 4-point kneeling position. So all we're going to do here is get a little bit of movement through the knees. So I want you to tuck your toes under. And then I want you just to bring your hands in to your knees. So we're kind of sitting back towards the heels a little bit. If you were in class with me last night, we did this one as well. So I just want you to see if you can push up and come into a crouch position. And I'll turn forward so you can see. We want the knees to come a little bit wider apart. Keep the chest lifted. So just a brief hold here. And then let's walk those hands back out, back into 4-point kneeling, relax the feet. So same thing, we're going to tuck the toes, hands are going to come in. We're going to see if we can roll through the toes and keep the chest lifted, just in that frog position. And then let's come back. hands and knees, relax the feet. We're going to do that one more time. So tuck the toes under, bring the hands back, come into that frog position, hold it there, and then back onto hands and knees. Now we're going to keep the toes tucked under, and let's just see if we can lift the knees off the floor, and then we're going to straighten the legs, lift the hips up, send the weight back, and we're just going to walk on the spot. So one knee bends, opposite heel lowers down to the floor. If anyone struggles with wrists, you can do the same on your forearms for this one. So same thing, just walking on the spot, stretching those legs out. Now let's bend the knees, bring them down to the floor, but we're not going to let them touch. They're just going to hover, and then we're going to lift the hips, straighten the legs, and again walking on the spot. And then again, let's bend the knees, bring them down to the mat, but we're not going to let them touch. And straighten those legs back up, lift the hips, and walking on the spot. And let's do that one more time. Knees just hovering off the mat. Lift the hips up, walking out through the feet. And this time we are going to bring the knees all the way down to the floor. We're going to sit back to the heels, and we're going to stretch those arms out in front. Head can drop into the gap between the shoulders. Take a nice full breath into the back and the sides of your rib cage in this position. And sorry everyone, I can normally see all of your messages. Oh, there we go. I can see the messages. One more breath. Morning Karen, morning Liz, Sharon. Hi Mum. Okay, hands are going to come back, uncurl through the spine, and we are going to lie down next. So let's lie down on our backs. We'll just let the body settle into its position on the floor. So we want the knees bent, feet flat, and we're going to bring the arms a little bit wider than the side of the body. See if we can drop our shoulders down away from our ears. And as we breathe out, we're going to send our legs over to the left in a hip roll. Head's going to roll to your right. Now let's keep the knees and feet hip distance apart. Then we're going to breathe in to come back through the middle. And we're going to breathe out, legs to your right, head's going to roll to your left. Breathe in to come back. So just moving at your own pace. Get that nice gentle twist through the spine. Now you're going to keep moving like this. If you're used to double knee folds and you want to work a little bit more, we can also lift one leg, lift the second leg, and do the same movement, trying to keep the opposite shoulder down. Otherwise, just stick with your feet down on the floor. You obviously need to work just a little bit harder with the legs lifted. And even if you've got the flexibility to take the legs to the floor, let's not let them touch the floor. Let's work just a little bit harder to control the movement. We'll go one more on each side. And last one over to the opposite side. And then you're going to hug these knees in, circle them around. And then you can either feet down, turn onto your side, push yourself up to sit in, or if you want to, you can try and rock yourself up to sit in. Okay, a couple of options here. So let's bring our feet together, knees apart, hands onto the shins. Pick your feet up off the floor. Hold that position. So this is option one, just hold in here, you don't need to move. If you want a little bit more, and your lower back's feeling good today, we can add a roll. So the roll, we want the feeling to kind of come from here rather than us sending the head or the shoulders back. So we're just going to roll back up to sit in. See if we can pause. My feet almost touch the floor. See if we can pause in that position where the feet are off the floor, and then same again. And if this is good for you, just keep moving. And we're going to go for two more, last two. And one more time. hold in there. Can we keep our feet off the floor? Okay, with our feet off the floor, we're just going to bring them slightly apart. Hands on the back of your thighs. And see if we can lift the shins to like a parallel position with the floor. So we're using this little bit of effort with our arms to keep us lifted. We don't have to stay perfectly straight. And then let's just see if we can lower one leg down, foot taps, lifts back up, tap, lifts back up. Well then, keep going. And if you can get a little bit more of a tuck under with the tailbone, let's tuck the tailbone under. So keep going as you are. Now, if you want a little bit more with this one, we can just have our arms out by the side of our body. So obviously we have to work that a little bit harder. We're not letting our upper body help with the movement. Okay, let's go for 4 more like this. And see if we can pause there, bringing the feet together. Hands can come back up onto the thighs. And we can try and lift our chest a little bit more. So this is hard enough just to obviously stay here and balance. Okay, we're going to bring the feet back down to the floor. Release our arms and we're going to do a nice slow roll back all the way down. When we get there, arms are going to reach behind and then they're going to lift and lower down by the side of the body. Maybe adjust your feet, whatever you feel you need to. They don't want to be too close, don't want to be too far from your body, but we want these arms just nice and relaxed, shoulders are dropped down. And when you're ready, on your out breath, we're going to start with the pelvis. So we tuck the tailbone under, we tilt the pelvis back. The lower back will press into the floor. The tailbone lifts off the floor, then each vertebra one at a time. We're going to roll up to the edge of our shoulder blades, and then we're going to breathe in to roll down. And let's do 1 more like that. So that is the movement, just trying to roll through the spine. And keep thinking about lengthening through the top of the head. And then we're going to add a bit of flow. So we're going to move our arms at the same time. So as we tuck the tailbone under, as we roll through the spine, we're going to lift our arms up. We're going to reach them behind. We're going to breathe in to roll down and lower the arms down. And again. So let's see if we can get the arms and the spine moving together. So coordinating those 2 movements. See if you can keep pressing under your big toe joint, just so the feet are not rolling out, the knees are not rolling out. We're going to keep going. Now everyone's going to keep going like this for now, but this could be option 1. So if you feel you want to stick with this one, you stick with this one. Otherwise, the next time you're up into your spine curl, we're going to stay there. Don't rush if you're not there yet, but we're going to hold this position. We're going to bring our arms back to upright. We're going to send one arm behind, opposite arm down by the side of the body, and we're just going to lift and change. Just trying to keep everything else nice and still. And let's go 4 more like this. Make sure that pelvis doesn't drop. See if you can tuck the tailbone under any more. After your last one, arms are going to reach behind. Spine is going to roll down. Arms are going to come back down by the side of your body. And then as you breathe out, left foot lightly slides along the floor, or it can hover off the floor. And as you breathe in, we're going to bring it back to bent position. Same on the opposite leg. So imagine the pelvis is in cement on the mat. We want it to stay really still, really stable. So this can be option 1 if you want a bit more. Whichever leg moves, opposite arm reaches behind. They both come back and then we change. So just moving at your own pace. So if you prefer, you can just stick with the legs. Okay, final challenge here. We're just going to keep going. But if you want a little bit more, when this arm and leg start to come back, the opposite arm and leg can move at the same time. So there's just a brief moment when neither foot is on the floor. And again, think about this middle part of your body. So it wants to stay still. We want to make sure the lower back doesn't lift away from the floor. It's just in, oh, I lost my coordination. It's in the same position that it was. And we're nice and heavy through our middle back. Imagine something heavy in between the shoulder blades, sinking down into the mat. Whichever one you're doing, we're going to go for 4 more. And after that last one, we come back in. We're going to have a full body stretch. So stretch those legs out in front. We're going to reach those arms behind. And there's a movement, if you've been coming to classes late, you'll know this. If not, it's dead easy to pick up. It's just called a hip hitch, or I call it a hip hitch. So I want one side of your body to get longer. So my left leg, I'm going to try and get my left leg longer than my right. And I also want this left arm to get longer. So a big stretch on this left side of my body. And my right side gets shorter. I'm going to change. I'm going to change. I'm going to change. Keep going with this. So we get longer on one side, shorter on the other side. You could also do it with bent knees as well, if it feels better. Okay, we're just going to go for 4 more like this. And then we are going to hug our knees back into our chest. Big circle with the legs. So you could even do like a slight rock over to the side as you're circling. Change in direction. And remember, 2 options to come up to sit in. Either feet to the floor, onto your side, push yourself up, or you're going to rock yourself up to sit in. And let's come back to where we started. Knees bent, legs crossed, sorry, if that's comfortable for you. If not, soles of your feet can be together out in front. Just going to relax these shoulders. And just like at the start, we're going to finish with 3 breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So whenever you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. And breathing out whenever you're ready to. And 2 more. And 1 more time. Give those shoulders a little bit of movement. Maybe let's stretch the arms up. And well done, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Sorry about the technical issues at the start. I was sure I had the phone in the exact same position as last time, but obviously I didn't. But I will know for next time. I'll be able to see your messages. I'll be here for a couple of minutes now that we're done. So if you want to just put a message in the comment just to tell me that you were here or what you enjoyed. Thanks, Claire. Well done, Sharon. Have a good day too. Oh, and I haven't mentioned when the next one's going to be. Definitely going to do one next week. But I will... I'll let you know when. We're just going to wait and see what tier we get put into on Thursday. And I'll announce it after Thursday what day I'll be doing one next week. Try and mix it up. Maybe an evening one. I haven't done an evening one yet. Or another early morning one for all you early birds. Oh, well done, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. See you soon.